Alright folks, we are back for our deciding game number 3 of Invictus Gaming versus Vici Gaming. You're watching the CDEC New Star Cup presented by Beyond the Summit. Of course, I'm LD, and I hope you guys will enjoy the game here today. Last game was pretty long, it was very back and forth, but in the end I think it mostly just came down to you go late game against Doom with Refresher, you're going to have a bad time. With that being said, the draft is underway now, and looking through the bans quickly, I think the one unusual ban here is this Shadow Shaman ban. From IG, they could have banned Ember, that's the other hero that's normally banned if you want to let Bat through as the Radiant, and well, they chose not to. Vici not a team known for running Ember, to be honest. 430 is the main Chinese player that does it. Occasionally Mushi will. LGD have run it from time to time as well, and I think I've seen Mu on it a handful of times for newbie, but IG are the main team that look to run it, and well, they'll let the Ember through. Vici do snag it. They follow up with a Mirana pick, and then the Bane comes out for IG. So they get a lot of lockdown for Ember. They get the Fiend Script, the Lasso, and the Sleep as well from Bane. So this is essential. If you're going to give away Ember, you need to have proper lockdown from him. They followed up with a Black Hole from Enigma. During the second stage of the bans, IG ban out the Shadow Demon. That's going to deny the easy setup for the arrows, and just a strong laning support in general. And IG also banned the Enchantress. So for the first time in a while, we'll see IG having access to an Enchantress, but choosing not to pick it up. That is, it's been a... I mean, frankly, I'm a little surprised. I feel like every time they have the Enchantress, good things happen. But looking at the draft, they feel they need a little bit more team fight presence. And giving away Ember, they want the extra lockdown. Enchantress doesn't offer you much there. And after the laning stage, you can't really gank Ember. So it's an adjustment, an intentional one at that, and we'll see how it works out. As for Vici, they go Invoker. This will probably be their safe lane farmer. And if it is, it'll be Sylar playing it most likely. He'll go Quas Exhort. We'll see the early Midas come out. You see Bane Enigma. You know you're not under too much pressure, so you can run a greedier style of Invoker. And along with that, well, they've got the Tide for the offlane. Rubik will probably be the support ban here for IG. That's the best remaining hero to set up for a Mirana arrows. If they're worried about it. I mean, the other option is they just figure Vici don't care about the arrow setup and just ban something a bit greedier. There's a... who else is there, really? Not many other great jungling supports right now. There's Chen, but he's really not popular. And yeah, I like that from IG. They banned the Rubik. That is, as mentioned, the best setup for the arrow that remains. There was Disruptor, I guess, is the... Yeah, he's the other main option. Glimpse into arrow. I mean, it's not reliable, but it can work, especially if you land a kinetic field to help limit their movement. So the draft will wind down here pretty soon. And we'll see IG go for even more team fight. They pick up a Brewmaster. And it's a tough game for Vici now, I feel. With the Brewmaster, Enigma, Bane, and Bat picked up, this is where you've got to be worried about that hard carry. And well, what remains now? There's a Morphling left. There is a Weaver. Weaver's a bit squishy this game. I think Vici have too many single target spells, and if they have enough lockdown that if anything hits the Weaver, he's going to die. Like a Dust into a Magic Missile could kill him off. But yeah, I'd say Weaver, Morphling are the two main ones they're considering right now. What else could they go for? If they want to just pressure early, there's always something like a Pugna they could bust out. Not a hero IG is known for running, though.
5 seconds remaining.
Luo does play Lycan, that's banned. Prophet is another option, I suppose. And they'll have to make their selection soon. They're down to 5 seconds. They'll go for the Morphling, though. As mentioned, kind of the standard expected choice for these teams. Well, with that being said, guys, the draft concludes, and both teams are going very clash-heavy drafts, especially IG. Like, you go into the mid or the late game, they have Bat, Enigma, and Brew. That is just filthy team fight, really. Ember's got to be worried, and I think less so for the Morphling. We'll actually see 430 taking it up. This puts Luo onto the Brewmaster. We'll see an offlane Bat for YYF, his go-to hero, and... Uh-oh. Oh, we had a slight disconnect message there, but it looks like it will go away. I think overall, the Morphling is going to be harder to shut down than the Ember will. IG have the better lockdown, they've got the more reliable lockdown, and so if it comes down to just a farm war in the mid-game, I give IG the edge in terms of being able to actually gank and apply pressure. as we continue to have connection problems. Hopefully that won't persist during the game. I'm actually just going to try to reconnect quickly now before the game begins. We'll hop back in. Guys, as I've been mentioning all day, we've got 3 streams going on now here at Beyond the Summit. BTS 1, 2, and 3. Coddle Guy bringing you the action for V Games tournament. Currently it's DK versus DT. That's at Beyond the Summit 3. DT versus Tongfu Wangzhou coming up next, and then Tongfu Wangzhou versus DK will round out the BO1 action there. After this game, I'll be casting DK versus the winner in a best of 3, and currently, still ongoing, is Newbie versus LGD for the GEST June Challenge. That is taking place on Beyond the Summit, the main channel. So, well, thanks to those of you who have chosen BTS 2. You have chosen wisely. I approve of your decision. And, yeah. Not much else to say here. Just waiting to load back in and get this show on the road. Come on. There we go. Wow, that took a while to load. Alright, looks like fortunately we did not miss a first blood. Vici Gaming, I've gone aggressive here, and they almost found, looks like Luo on the Panda. Didn't actually kill him off, and we'll introduce the teams. Vici Gaming, they went aggressive. They did ward off this camp. They also blocked this camp. And now this one. So they really want to shut down this Bat Rider and force him to... Or slash Enigma, the 2 heroes that are likely to be in the jungle. Yeah, so Fenrir on the support Venge, RTK playing the Tidehunter, FY the Mirana. We've got Super handling the Ember Spear, and that does put into the safe lane Sylar on the Invoker. Meanwhile, for IG, YYF your offlane Bat. That puts Faith under the jungle Enigma, and who's not going to have a good game. He's got 4 camps warded. The only one he could farm is this one, without some sentries. 430 on the solo mid-morph. Luo on the safe lane Brew, who's already chewed through 2 tangos just to deal with that level 1 pressure, and Chuan as the support Bane. If I will get aggressive here, he's got the Tidehunter backing him up. Doesn't have to set up for these arrows though, so he's going to have to do it completely blind. Let's see what kind of movement Faith makes. He's ferrying out some sentries now. He's going to have to hit on these, or he will be in a lot of trouble. The other option for Faith is to consider just going aggressive jungle. It's Avenge. They're set up for Sunstrike there, but hold that thought. They're finding RTK. They'll sleep to start. They can clap to follow. They need this arrow to connect, and it will come through, and it hits Luo. Bullseye! But RTK is still going to go down. It looks like a few more right clicks. He's pushing it to the limit. He salves up. It gets canceled. But Luo decides to go aggressive on Chuan. There's another clap available. They can go back in here. And Chuan is asleep. He's not going to use it just yet. In the end, both teams will live. RTK trusting in the anchor smash there. Yeah, most heroes in that situation, you just run like hell. Now we see he just missed this D-ward. Faith will D-ward the standard pull camp, but he misses on this one. And crucially, he did not find this observer ward. So now they go. They go on FY here. They'll sleep to start. That was like a point-blank arrow, it looks like. Now gets clapped, and this will probably be your first blood. Just a few more right clicks. Malphus actually skilled up. He's already level 2. I was going to say, I thought that was a level 1 Malphus for a second, which would be a pretty expensive first blood, but no, he is level 2. So yeah, this is still going to be, even though they give up the first blood, I guess it was not the first blood. No, my brain stopped working. Excuse me. But, yeah, he's still going to have a slow time, the Enigma, this game. And with 3 of the camps still warded off, he's very limited. So what they did was they dropped this Observer Ward and this Sentry. And this makes you generally assume there's going to be a Magic Bush Ward. So he dropped the Sentry here. He was able to find this one. But, unfortunately, he failed on this. The other thing is he might have thought there was a ward here. That's the other common place you'll drop a ward to block the big camp. But this is a less common ward. We don't really see this one too often to block the big camp, and as a result, Vici coming on top in the ward battle, but then falling behind in the lane as the Mirana will go down. And okay, yeah, I completely missed the first blood on Ferrari. I was like, why has it 1-1? Because I didn't see a kill bottom lane. So that is a complete fail by me. Put that in the Dota Cinema fails of the week. My apologies. But looks like Super did find a solo kill in 430 at some point. Not solo kill. I guess he had some help from somebody. But yeah, they did kill the Morphlane, it looks like. My bad, guys. My bad. I'll step it up, I promise. Well, meanwhile, mid lane, he's under some pressure here. Despite the death, 430 is... Did that happen, like, before I reconnected? I don't think so. No. It was 0-0 when I reconnected. But he's still level 5, so he's still having a great time mid. And City 15-6, the Ember 14-4. He's still farming very well. Faith will just be the one that struggles here in the jungle. We will see an attempt on mid lane onto Super. They'll sleep him to start it off. Now 430 can follow this up with a waveform. It comes over the top, and, well, he drops the Searing Chains. Can they finish him off here? The Sticky Napalm stacking up. They will cancel the bottle charge, but waveform in 3 seconds. It looks like they'll find Super before he hits level 6. Flame Break is there. He's actually skilled it up very early. You almost never see this level 4 Flame Break, but it does secure them a much-needed kill in the Ember. And they'll equalize things a bit. So now the score 2-1 in IG's favor. Enigma still struggling, though. Only level 3 at 4.5 minutes into the game. But it is going to hurt this bad a bit. By way of having to go for the level 4 flame break, that will slow down his own farm progression. And that combined with the Enigma not having the best start in the jungle means that IG are going to need their cores to step up. They'll need 430 to do a little bit more than he normally does. They'll need the Bane to set up some nice grips in the mid game, and they'll go in mid now. They find 430. The arrow's going to connect. Fenrir comes in, and Vici Gaming will clean up the Morphling. A painful death for him. His second of the game. He bought his boots at TP before going down, though, so not the biggest deal in the world. Meanwhile, RTK in the offlane, 22-5, is having a really good time. So is Sylar. As he's, Zara managed to hit 24-8. Got 2 assists to his name. Yet to capitalize on a Sunstrike for a kill, but I imagine we'll see him pick one up fairly soon. And with that, Sylar, well on his way to the Midas. Up to 1,500 gold, has the recipe for it, and that's important for Vici Gaming. Again, they don't have much to do with Morphling in the mid-game, unless the Invoker gets Ultra Farm, which I guess is possible with this start. So having a good start, snowballing the advantage early, and making it where the Morphling isn't getting out of control is exactly what IG need. Or what VG need, rather. Too many Gs. FY moving in. Looking for an arrow right now. But he'll get slapped to start things off, and Faith's like, well, not sure what I do here, man. FY can just leap. If he leaps up to high ground, though, he will get caught by the Malefice. Still gets caught by it, but this time he just leaps away. Not into the waiting arms of Faith, and will definitely dodge that gank.
Not so fast.
They make a go on the bat top lane. There is a cold snap at the ready, but YYF barely able to dodge away from that one. Meanwhile, though, RTK might not be so lucky. He does have his ultimate. There's a Brewmaster. Are they going to ravage this? If not, he's going to split. And he will. He'll do it now. Boulder toss into RTK. They'll deploy the Midnight Pulses. They dive RTK. He throws out the Ravage. Very ineffective. Only catching the 2 backliners. Now, they might get FY here, too. He's got a leap available, but I think he goes down to this Fire Spirit. Indeed. No. No. He lives. Magically. He lives. Luo may pay. He does clap. Super running forth with a haster, though. Feeling confident to make the plays. He'll dive. He'll get off the Searing Chains. Then he triple remnants forward. That commitment. And while that was going on, the Batrider goes down top lane. Picked off by the Invoker, so Vici Gaming finding the openings elsewhere. It looks like it was a magic missile into a Sunstrike. Cold Snap used as well, so... Well, we've recovered our camera work, boys. We're back on track. Knocks on wood as he hopes not to miss another kill this game. It wasn't that I missed the kill, it was more just that I didn't even notice it until after it happened. That's happened to me like 5 to 10 times in my casting career, so hey, what can you do? Get the rust out before TI, eh? That's all you can hope for. But IG now, they'll just have to sit back a bit. The Brewmaster ultimate's on cooldown. Batrider doesn't have his blink yet. In fact, only has 400 gold with that death top lane, so their ability to continue force engagements is quite limited, and Perfect World, please have mercy. I want to go reconnect, but it does look like IG's making a move top, so I'm going to wait until I see if this Panda backs off. And we may just have to chance it, guys. Do apologize, but this is almost uncastable. Well, let's hope that the second time, actually I guess it's the third time is the charm. Come on, Disruptor, load faster. What does LGD Gaming actually sell at the T-Mall? I've never checked that website out. Alright, and just when I think we're back in, my Dota 2 crashes. Lovely. Thank you, Volvo. Thank you, Volvo. I appreciate your support. Well, now we're definitely missing kills, guys. We're not back on track after all. Reconnectorino. Reconnectorino. Please let me back into game. Want to cast Dota. Perfect world. No mercy. Have mercy. I hate this. Oh, sorry guys. I was waiting to reconnect. I'm mumbling to myself because I'm incoherent and the hour's late. And well, we did miss a fight. I guess it was inevitable with that much delay getting back in the game. But they lose the Brew. They lose the Bane. Not sure if we missed anything else. And now Vici Gaming are up by a lot. They're up 3k gold, 3k experience, and they will take the tier 1 top.
Top tower has fallen.
Seems like the game is a little bit less laggy though, so hopefully it stabilizes the rest of the way. And Vici Gaming will continue pressuring here. They did use a Ravage, it looks like, for that particular engagement, so they won't have it for the subsequent team fight. That being said, IG also dropped a Black Hole earlier. They've used their Panda ultimates. They've got nothing. They're still going to try to fight, though. And as they dive onto YYF, the backstep comes around. The Clap's going to completely airball, though. 430 joins this fight as well. They'll grip up Sylar. They know there's no Ravage, but Fenrir will cancel it. Nicely done. Still, though, IG seem to have the strength of numbers here. YYF will even buy back as well. They do lose the Brewmaster. The chase is on for Fenrir. Can they bring him down? Waveform available. Ferrari could have replicated and waved forward and gotten that additional kill, but he doesn't. Now he can find Fenrir, I believe, as soon as the stick charges cool down. But it's already too late. They've lost 2. They've only gotten the Invoker as the trade. And they even, with the Batrider buyback, actually they lost 3. They need more than this. They get 2 now, but 430's on the run. He'll get Magic Missile to the face. He's not strength morphing quickly enough. He may go down. He makes it out, but YYF, not so lucky, will be focused, isolated, and quite possibly dealt with here. Ern taking him down. He'll fly away to the high ground. He'll swoop. The Sunstrike! Not even needed. He runs back into the crater where it once struck, but already the Ern's what gets the kill there. Well, I guess the third time was the charm, guys. It just took a little stumbling block along the way, but we're back into it, and it is still a solid lead for Vici Gaming now. They've got their mech on the tide, 3k gold, or 5k gold lead, 3k experience lead. Midas up on Invoker, working towards the book. They have the dire advantage. They can go Roach quite early. They have Gush at their side, Devenge, Wave of Terror. Once she chooses to level it, which Fenrir has entirely skipped. This is quite unusual. Normally you'll see at least 1 point. Whether you max it or not is more debatable. The R is a bit better for pushing, so I think that's the main thought here, is you've got the double Forward Spirit. The Wave of Terror doesn't affect towers, so it's not as helpful for pushing into a tower. But yeah, they'll swap in right now. They go on low. He gets insta-ravaged by RTK. That's some great teamwork from Vici, and no chance to react, no chance to split. Down he goes. That's going to delay the blink even further. He's only got 500 net worth. He's so damn poor, and this just drains IG elsewhere on the map a lot. They really have to make plays with the Bane and the Enigma, because without a Blink Dagger on the Brew, and without one on YYF, he's not even close. I guess that buyback earlier really cost him. It's still on cooldown for 4 minutes. Not sure if he bought back any other times this game. Super's waiting to pounce mid lane, though. Looking for 430, looking for Chuan. He's getting pretty big, up to 1300 gold, and more importantly, level 11. So he's got the max Sleight of Fist, the level 4 Flame Guard, and he's got the level 2 Searing Chains. That's the sweet spot. You get the 2-second duration disable. Obviously, he'll max it as the game goes on, but he's at a very strong peak in terms of his fighting ability. And they'll begin to apply pressure. The Book 1 deployed, the Forward Spirits pop out, and in comes the push. Can IG defend against this? With no blink on Brew, with no blink on Panda, it really seems unlikely, but Super actually TP'd on top of the top lane into everyone. IG will happily collect their free gold. Meanwhile, mid, 430. Getting caught out. He gets tanks a magic missile, then a Sunstrike coming through. That's a 1-for-1. It's an Ember in exchange for a Morph. That was pretty cocky of Super. I guess he was counting on the Moonlight Shadow to keep him alive, but IG just burst him down too quickly. Still a 1-for-1, but a tier 2 being threatened mid. The push power of Vici is just a lot heavier. With these double Forge Spirits, with the level 4 Vengeance are the Forge Spirits hit for 100 damage a pop. They take 2 towers for the price of 1. They snag a medallion, and they're going almost straight into Roche at this point. They'll wait for the book to cool down, and then I think they'll just go. Double damage rune is available for RTK if he wants it, but he'll reserve it for his buddy here. The Ember will make his move in. Super does pick up a Claymore, so he's going to opt to skip the drums, go straight towards the Battle Fury, which I think, considering the amount of pressure they put on the map, the towers they've taken, is a fine choice. It's going to be Vici going after IG and not the other way around. IG just have... I mentioned they've got great lockdown for the Ember, and I actually think on paper it's better than Vici's lockdown for the Morphling is, but... that's not true when you've got no items. When they have no bone, when they have no blink OYYF and no blink on Luo, that is really not the case. I'll get the Aegis on Sylar. For now, he's their biggest damage dealer by far, so no surprises there. And they'll just go back to farming at this point. I don't think they have to force the issue too much. Chasing down a Bane illusion. I don't think they realize this is an illusion. The Sunstrike comes out as well, but not really needed.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Why is Dota TV still not working? Oh, I turned it on, and then I guess when I restarted Dota, it lost it. Sorry about that, guys. To anyone watching Dota TV, hopefully it is working for you now, but do apologize for that. Oh, they forced out a Brewmaster split while that was going on. RTK, he's chasing the Brew. And unfortunately, this split is not going to accomplish a thing. And can he at least blink out? He doesn't actually have his blink yet. He tries to TV out RTK. Is he going to Ravage? Yes, he is! And if the blink had already been purchased, maybe it's not worth it. But I think given that it was, it's well worth it. Given that it wasn't purchased yet. So now IG forced the TP out. They do force some defensive rotations from Vici, but Vici are finding the trades and they're getting the pickoffs. They've got the Necro 3. It's not even an 18... It's sub... like 17, 18 minutes. Very quick from Sylar. And on top of that, their Tide's farmed. He's got a mech and a blink on RTK. FY with the medallion. Everybody is farming well on the side of Vici, and that's why we see them leading by 8k gold, about 4k experience. They are in a commanding position here in a deciding game number 3. Now bottom lane, they've blasted up Super. They'll try to go at him, but they just don't have the lockdown there. Did they not have a grip? Oh, Schwan just held it too long. That's a mistake. If he had just gripped a bit sooner, they might have been able to kill him. Because Super did go Claymore, so he didn't get the drums. He's a bit squishier, and I think they had a shot there. Unfortunately, Chuan just holding it a bit too long, and as a result, Vici Gaming dodging bullets all over the place. We'll keep the pressure up elsewhere. They take down the tier 2 top with this max Vengeance aura. They may just be able to go high ground now. I don't know. I don't think they take racks, but they at least chip away at the tier 3. They do know Panda ult's cooling down. Maybe they just force it. They may do it with the book 3. It's basically an extra hero or two at this point. Arrow coming out, fishing for Faith. Won't find it. They'll get the melee Necro up onto the high ground. It'll tank the tower a bit. They try to keep it alive for now. It will be brought down. No mana for a black hole. Looks like Faith tanked a mana burn earlier, so he is going to have to go back to the well if they really want to fight this. RTK still in the front line. The slights there. The Searing Chain's failing to connect on the Brat, and as a result, Vici will be forced back. 430, trying to clean up these units, and it looks like they will hold. It was expensive, but they hold for now. If you're Vici, though, you're in no rush. You can just sit top, wait for the Necro Book 3 to cool down, and then go again. I guess the one concern is Lasso's going to be ready. Grip is still available. But they have Ravage. They have Ravage, they have Mech. I think if they just slow siege it, Vici Gaming could take this tier 3 and just work on a range Rex. The birds are chirping. It's 4:30. deftly dodges an arrow there. Faith will catch it though, and that's going to mean a Ravage. It's on 4. Sunstrike incinerates him. What a great initiation by FY, and now IG are in a headlong retreat. They do have their ultimate here on the Brewmaster. Maybe they can buy back on the Enigma and turn this fight around. Let's see if they go for it. For now, the Grip isolates Super, but there's no follow-up for this. Definitely Blast will come through. Chuan gets caught out. That's going to be 2 dead. Make it 3. Bat never got off the lasso. Panda Split comes through, but it's just very ineffective with the medallion. They can right-click it down quickly. The gem picked up. Let's see, who grabbed that? It was Super, and, well, now 430 will be next. It's 4 dead. It looks like it might be the end of the run here for IG. In the LGD, or in the CDEC New Star Cup, Vici take a 19-minute Rax. They just rolled through IG from the very early laning stage. Gave up that early kill on the Morph, Ember finding the opening there, and more importantly, Vici just... RTK got way too much out of the offlane. Batrider bought back, he delayed his blink, the Brewmaster blink was delayed a lot. And as soon as Vici got a slight lead with this level 4 Vengeance Aura, they just take everything. They take the tier 3s, they took a tier 1 and a tier 2 in the mid lane in exchange for just a tier 1 off. It was much too big of a trade, and my way up tries to jump in. That's not going to happen. They'll lose 2 lanes of Rax, and IG, they sound the GG. Congratulations to Vici Gaming. They stay alive. They go to the loser bracket finals, where they will face DK, winner to face Newbie in the grand finals of LGD CDEC. Just a solid all-around performance. And we have one more best of 3 coming your way, guys, today. That will be coming up shortly after this series conclusion. I believe it was scheduled to start, let's see, was it 30 minutes or an hour? It's scheduled to start an hour and 8 minutes. Not sure if they're going to start it sooner, but in the meantime, check out our alternate streams, or actually our main stream, twitch.tv/Beyond the Summit. We've got GST action ongoing there, Newbie versus LGD, and on Beyond the Summit 3, we have DK versus Dreamtime for the V Games Tournament Season number 2. I'm LD, guys, and I do apologize for the connection issues at the beginning of this game, as well as the subpar camera work for the first few minutes, but hope you enjoyed the rest of the broadcast, and well, stick around if you want more. We've got more Chinese Dota coming up soon. You're watching Beyond the Summit.